And in the end, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua stood alone as the National Assembly voted overwhelmingly to impeach him. Out of the 272 MPs present, 231 voted for his removal, with only 41 opposing.
We are here to declare the results as follows, Honorable Speaker. The nays, 44. Abstentions, 1. And the ayes, 281.
Even MPs from his own political backyard, who had once rallied behind him, turned their backs.
I am here to do what is right, not just for the people of Mount Kenya. I am here to do what is right for the greater good of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Speaker. And that is why I rise to support this impeachment motion, Honorable Speaker.
I started by saying all you need to do is to believe that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has committed crimes. And there is buying properties worth 5.2 billion within a period of 2 years is not reason enough to believe that he has stolen from the Kenyan Republic. What else then will be a reason to believe?
Leaving many questioning the truth motivation behind the decision. For what gain had they abandoned one of their own?
Behind the veneer of humility that you have seen here this evening, behind the veneer of humility that Kenyans saw on national TVs on Sunday, pretending to apologize, is a dark face of violence. Is a dark face, Honorable Speaker, that is a great danger to our nationhood, a great danger to the unity of our republic, Honorable Speaker, a danger to the cohesive existence of our nation as we see it today, Honorable Speaker.
Gachagua arrived armed with more than just rhetoric. He came with hard evidence, including audio clips and paperwork, prepared to defend himself against the allegations.
Honorable members, that was President William Ruto as Deputy President, criticizing IG Mutiabai, DCI Kinoti. Rigathi Gachagua has learned his job from his boss, that public officers must be caught to order when they fell short of expectation. And I never saw anybody bring William Ruto here for impeachment for criticizing the IG or the DCI. This is a very unfair allegation.
However, the MPs seemed to have already made up their mind. As Gachagua presented his case, many in the chamber had already satisfied their stomachs, securing political points rather than engaging with the truth.
Papa Salasi. Unasemaje? Unaona venye kumechemuka?
Among those who voted for his impeachment was a man whose very own dowry was Gachagua, who helped negotiate for it, an emblematic betrayal that underscored the tractional nature of Kenyan politics. The MPs had expected to face a foolish Rigathi, as some had reportedly mocked in private, but to their surprise, they met with a sharp, well-prepared Gachagua who held a PhD in political maneuvering. His message was clear: if he was going down, he would not go down alone.
It is therefore not possible that the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya has the capacity to deny any part of Kenya resources because of the way they voted. The decisions on how resources will be allocated for the development of the Republic of Kenya are made here by the honorable members. If your area has no development, please don't impeach the Deputy President. Don't accuse him of not giving you resources. You are in this house to make sure that your area where you come from is allocated appropriate resources, because that is your job. The agreements are attached, therefore I don't want to go into them. Let me say my speeches on the shareholder issue.
Boldly, a few MPs broke ranks and spoke out, asserting that Kenya had far more pressing issues than the impeachment of a man who, in their eyes, had only spoken the truth.
Mr. Speaker, I only wish that the energy that we are expending here to send a question to all Kenyans about one individual was being used to fight the issues that are failing us in our education, in our health sector. People here, the cost of living has gone too high. People have no jobs. Mr. Speaker, those are the things that this House should passionately deal with. But Mr. Speaker, for a whole day, and from, I don't know, even the last week or 2 weeks, to deal with one matter, Mr. Speaker, I think that we are losing direction. And it is...
A number of our acts of parliament have been declared unconstitutional, basically because as members, we come here and we start shouting and assuming that other people there are not watching. Speaker, what am I saying? I've listened to the grounds of this motion, this impeachment motion, and I've listened to my friend, Honorable Mutuse, making the presentation and trying to justify some of these grounds, Honorable Speaker. I want to pick a few of them and ask myself whether they meet the expectations in terms of saying that the DP should be impeached on those grounds. The first one, Honorable Speaker, is the issue of demolitions. In this country, Honorable Speaker, when you go to our constitution, it clearly says that Kenyans have a right. They have their own rights. And if the government has made a decision to carry out demolitions, looking at the hierarchy in terms of governance, the topmost person in terms of hierarchy is the president, is not the deputy president. So in a situation where a decision is made, and the deputy president says he doesn't support it, the question is, should you be harassing the deputy president or the president?
Yet others remained steadfast in their loyalty, not to the people of Kenya, but to the unseen hand that had orchestrated the proceedings.
I was shocked, under the public participation, people saying that Kufa Makanga, Kufa driver, Mr. Speaker. We cannot allow the driver to die, because it is an issue. We are witnessing a situation where the Makanga wants to take the steering by force. And what happens after that? The driver is carrying 55 million Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. We cannot allow the driver to die because 55 million Kenyans are going to die with him. But the Makanga, who is just hanging at the door there of the matatu, can go, Mr. Speaker, if he misbehaves, Mr. Speaker. And, if he's not doing his work properly, Mr. Speaker, the easier one to go first is the Makanga, because the Makanga is the one who should be telling the driver what to do. And they're telling us here, Kufa Makanga, Kufa driver. The petition of the driver is not with us in this parliament. The petition we have, the motion we have before us today is the motion of the Makanga. And we are going to deal with him perpendicularly and thoroughly, Mr. Speaker, this afternoon.
The silence of the president throughout the entire ordeal only deepened the sense that this was more than just a legal process. It was a political theater at its finest. It's evident that the Senate has become more of a political stage where leaders make a show of upholding the Constitution for the Kenyan public, but the truth is, by the time they walk into those chambers, the real decisions have already been made behind closed doors. In a Kenyan system where favor dictates loyalty, those in power act with impunity, knowing they can call in debts when it suits them.
The Honorable Bose Sholei, I heard what you said in Eldoret. I heard this morning that you said I should be charged with treason. But my sister, me, I'm a grateful man. I remember, and I'll never forget, during the last administration when I was arrested on fabricated charges for standing with the President William Ruto against the wish of the government at that time, Gladys Bose Sholei came and sat with me at DCI headquarters, brought me tea, brought me lunch, sat with me, comforted me. At court, she coordinated the collection of 12.5 billion shillings as my cash bail. She came to see me in Gigiri for 4 days and had very kind words for me. Despite what you have said, my sister, I do remember that one good thing that you did for me, and I'll love you and cherish you for the rest of my life.
I did you a favor, now it's time to return it. This has become the unspoken currency of power, and as we watch these proceedings, it's clear that democracy, for some, is little more than a performance.